for any inconvenience facing you all, as we have some problems. So I will restart the presentation again once again. Welcome to our third Monday webinar to see what's going on for Thai stock market. It seems that the stock market sentiments have improved, at least in short term, after the PDRC in its Bangkok shutdown campaigns. First, have a bit the other questions, what's next, and how far the market could go, and also what interesting pick to buy from now. So let's start with the speaker bio. First, there are two speakers today. The first one is Sasikorn Suwan. She joined Philip in 1998 and has served as head of the research department for more than 14 years. In this role, she oversees a team of 16 equity fundamental and technical analysts and strategists in Thailand. In addition to being an MBA graduate from Sassin Graduate Institute of Business Administration, she received her CFA and CAIA designation in 1997 and 2011 respectively. The second speaker, Ms. Tirada Chaniyong. She has been an equity strategist for Philip Securities Thailand since 2004, employing a top-down investment approach to look for appropriate investment themes at the right time and updating both institutional and individual investors about the outlook for the Thai stock market. She holds an MBA from Chulalongkorn University, Thailand. So let's start with the outlook first. At the moment, it's come to an end of corporate earnings season already, and leave dividend alone to drive the market in short term. However, I think we have a good news with the coming into the market in the last minutes at the end of previous months, which was the PDRC ending of its Bangkok shutdown campaigns, and that is that make the political temperatures cooling off after the ending of the campaigns. But right now it seems too early to jump to a conclusion that the crisis has come to an end. We think the situation is still so full of uncertainty. So let's take a look in the details a bit about the current situation of Thailand political things. The most important issues are how and when we could have a new government formed. There are three possible ways. The best scenario is the full successful completion of the elections, but unfortunately it's unlikely to happen in short term. That's because there still have a lot of conflict issues between the government and the election commissions. And every conflict issue has to be sent to the constitutional court for the ruling out. And that would take some time. So the most likely case would be the negotiation between both sides, which eventually lead to the formation of a national government before political reforms. But the most difficult part is the finding of the appropriate person to be a middle person who be accepted from the both sides. And that's not easy to find out that kind of person. So the worst case and the unwanted scenario, that would be the branches between two groups of different political strife. So now it's in having more chance for negotiation, but will take time and have to bet on the results as well. And we're still not shutting down the door of the branches between the two groups of peoples. So in our view, political uncertainty will likely continue to be a major drag on the market from time to time. I would say that the situation right now is good, but not so great. A lot of things I hate waiting for a clearer picture, so investors have to keep a close monitor on them. Let's move to see the historical performance of Thai stock markets in March over the last 10 years. On the chart in the left-hand side, March is usually a bad month of Thai stock markets. The statistics over the past 10 years since 2004 show an the average return of the set index was minus 0.35%. However, in terms of total returns, on the right-hand side chart, it seems dividend play a bigger role on the market in the month of March. The total market returns was 0.65% on average. Dividend season normally reached its peak for the year in April. So let's see how far the market could go for this time. Let's take a look on the Thai stock market PE ratio to find the significant reversal point. As right now in short term seem have a little bullish sentiment, so let's see it on the upside first. The historical significant reversal points of +1 standard deviation to +2 standard deviations are equivalent to historical PE multiple of 15 to 15.5 times, could translating into 1340 to 1370 point level. So it means quite a limited upside from the current level of around 1350s. So for short-term investor, I would say that they have to be more cautious on that trading with the very limited upside. On the downside, historical significant reversal point of -1 standard deviations and -2 standard deviations are equivalent to historical PE multiple of 14.3 times and 13.8 times, could translating into 1260 and 1230 point levels. This would be a key support level for long-term investors to accumulate fundamentally strong blue chip counters. So what we should buy? Take a look on the details of our stock pick for the month. As usual, we have 5 stock picks. The first 2 will come from the technical front. The first one is PT Global Chemical or PTGC. From the chart, you can see that the stock failed to sit on 75-week EMA, serving as a key support where price previously had entered into consolidations. Price is likely to move higher within sideways upcycle pattern, as the RSI and modified stochastic already flashes by signal at the same time. We aim the price to reach 80 or 82 baht by the end of month, with the cut loss point at 70.5 baht. The second pick from the technical front is BTS Group Holding or BTS. From the chart, the price moved lower to sit on 75 weeks EMA, but it's managed to fetch higher lows. Indicator on weekly chart also point to the upside, while the OBV or on balance volume suggests stock accumulation activities. The stock could be hit for a test of the previous resistance by month end at 9 or 9.4 baht per share. The cut loss points would be around 7.95 baht. So then I'll pass this over to Mr. Sikon for other 3 picks from the fundamental front.
Thank you, Kuchira, and good morning everybody. Well, actually very sorry again for the inconveniences caused. We actually completed the presentation talking already without knowing that there is an audio problem. Okay, so I'll be talking on our 3 fundamental picks for the month. The first will be Asia Aviation or AAV. This is a holding company that owns 51% in Thai Air Asia. Thai Air Asia is Thailand's biggest low-cost carrier with 16% share at the Don Mueang Airport. And Nok Air is the second one with 47% share. AAV reported very positive performance for its 9 months of last year, but performance in the last quarter has been hard hit by various factors, namely the China measure to clamp down $0 tour in October and the domestic political unrest that started in November, which caused a slowdown in air travel, prompting Thai Air Asia to launch price promotion. So as a result, for the full year 2013, core profit dropped by 12% year on year. Looking into the first quarter of this year, we believe that performance of AAV will still remain unimpressive due to prolonged political protests, the imposition of the emergency rule, and travel warning issued by various countries. We expect AAV to continue to use pricing reduction to boost demand. To date, two of the eight aircraft scheduled for this year has been already delivered. But looking far ahead, there are positive signs in the limelight. The first is the easing of political tension after there is now only one demonstration area, a move which could possibly lead to the lifting of the emergency law. Second is the relaxation of China measures to clamp down on $0 tour. As a result, we expect passenger traffic will likely improve. The third is the impact on going fleet expansion to 43 by this year, with emphasis on South China and Indo-China market. This should help increase flight frequency for Thai Air Asia. For our estimate, we assume passenger traffic growth of 27%, with average airfare dropping 1.5% for this year. Revenue for the year is estimated to increase by 30% and profit by 19%. We assign price target for AAV at 4.6 baht a share based on 18 times PE, and we will accumulate on the stock. The second stock pick is CPO. CPO is an operator of convenience store under the brand 7-Eleven. At the end of last year, there are a total of over 7,400 outlets. Last year, the company bought over Siam Macro, and there was a tender offer. At present, it holds 97.9% share in Macro. Consolidation of Macro started in the second half of the year, and for the full year performance, we see consolidated revenue increasing by as much as 44% year on year. However, with interest burden from the $6 billion US dollar bridging loan used to acquire Macro, consolidated net profit fell by almost 5%. If we look at CPO performance alone, excluding interest expenses and SG&A charges as a result of Macro acquisition, performance is still doing fine. Although the fourth quarter, there is a slip in sale of cold beverage and ice cream due to exceptionally cold weather for this year, which caused same-store sales growth to increase by only 1.5% in the fourth quarter. Full year same-store sales growth turned out still positive at 5.7%. And for the year, the company added 607 new stores to its portfolio. Looking into this year, we maintain a positive view. We believe performance has bottomed out and improvement is underway. Drivers for this year earnings will include additional 600 new outlets of 7-Eleven stores, the opening of a distribution center in Samut Sakhon province in the second quarter, and we expect CPO to realize greater business synergies with Macro. The top line and bottom line growth will be driven by full year consolidation of Macro, which is estimated at around 40% of the total consolidated revenue and 29% of profit. Regarding the bridging loan, which is due to expire by middle of this year, CPO had already issued 50 billion baht worth of bond to replace that, and the remaining US dollar denominated loan have already been 90% hedged at this time. Yesterday, just announced to issue another 40 billion baht bond to be on sale in March, and the remaining US Long short-term debt will be converted into long-term bond by the middle of the year. The refinancing effort would be macro-free from risk of foreign exchange and interest rate swing. Stock is among our top pick in the retail sector, and we rated by with ECF price target at 54.35 baht a share. The last pick for the month is Chin Corporation of InTouch. This is also a holding company with core profit coming from advanced info service, contributing around 90 to 95% of total net profit, and Thaicom, the satellite operator, making up 3% of total net profit. And the subsidiary and affiliates are still in the red. Currently, InTouch holds 40.5% shares in Advance and 41% in Thailand. Performance for 2013 for InTouch, it reported a net profit of 14.6 billion, up 6% year-on-year. Bulk of growth was still from Advance and Thailand, whose profit were at 14.6 billion and 463 billion. Other affiliates are still in the red. We forecast InTouch earnings growth of around 8.5% this year, with positive factors being firstly is the high contributed profit from Advance, coming from lower regulatory costs after revenue portion from its new 3G 2.1 GHz increase. Previously, Advance has been paying 25 to 30% revenue sharing under the concession. With the new 3G, costs will decline to around 5.5 to 6%. Moreover, we expect the non-voice segment will remain positive. The segment is expected to continue growing by double digit, and advanced non-core revenue is projected to increase by similar rate. We expect Advance would benefit from its position as the largest player with 45% share of Thailand total mobile phone subscriber of 92 million. The second positive factor to InTouch performance this year would be Thailand profit, which is expected to see positive improvement due to an increase in the number of TV channels on Thailand 5 satellite, full year contribution from IP Star service in China, and bandwidth demand in Thailand, Australia, New Zealand, India, Indonesia, and many more. And the Thailand 6 satellite had been successfully launched in early this year. Operations started in last month in February. Another satellite, Thailand 7, is scheduled to be launched in the second half of this year. So all this factor would contribute positively to InTouch performance. According to InTouch management, three changes will be key drivers of growth for InTouch looking ahead. The first change would relate to regulatory change through conversion of existing concession into licenses, 3G 2.1 GHz licenses and satellite licenses. And the second change would relate to technology with the increase in data speed through a switch from H to GPRS and 3G. Lastly would be a change in consumer behavior to more and higher quality services. Our price target for InTouch is pegged at 97 baht per share. This is based on NAV valuation, assuming price target for Advance at 273 baht per share and Thailand at 43 baht per share.
Okay, that's the end of our presentations. And if you have any questions, please feel free to type the question in. And for the time being, we have one question about that they observed that the local investors have been buying when index set reach around 1200 level. That is correct. We noticed that also. But the average volume, trading volume per day was quite slim also at that time. Actually, it's almost 40% drop from the normal level before the political crisis. So that means a lot of investors stay silent So right now, at this situation, that the political tension seem easing, and having a little bit more bullish sentiments on political negotiations, we think the downside of the markets may be lifted a bit higher, as we presented in our presentation, that the accumulating point could be around 1260 or 1230 level. That should be good for long-term investor to start accumulating their good fundamental stocks.
Are there any other questions? We'll be emailing to you our soft copy afterward. And if you have any question afterward, you can also mail to us directly. If there are no more questions, I would like to come into the meeting today, and we'll see you next month. And very sorry for the inconvenience caused. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.